What's up, creeps? I'm Exorcist.
And I'm Boo.
And we are Scurred. So we're here today to talk about a film called Followed. And much to my surprise, it was actually a pretty good flick. I was pleasantly surprised.
Agreed.
Some twists, some turns. You know, there's some like totally cliche things in there where you're like, I saw that coming from a mile away. But overall, it was entertaining. It kept my attention.
Yeah, me too.
So let's dive into this a little bit. We've got Followed. This story involves a guy called Mike, as in drop the mic. And somewhere in this story, right basically at the beginning, I'll see if I can, get it jazzed up here. But it's just like any other scary movie where, they want to scare you right out of the gate. And what do? They tell you that this film is based on true events.
Right.
And then you watch this film and you're like, there's literally no way in heck that some of this actually happened. But you can see kind of in the background here, I do got some background noise probably running. This guy's getting everything set up, drop the mic, wants to hit a whole bunch of followers. What's his goal for follows?
I believe it's 50,000. He is trying to get a huge sponsorship from this company just to help pay for things. We kind of find out like why he's so insistent on this later in the movie, which I won't spoil. But as you see right here,
50,000 brand new subscribers, and he's gonna make
$250,000.
Whoa! And you can see the guy's enthusiasm. I mean, he's honestly the character to me is a little bit annoying.
Yeah, I definitely did get fed up with him, and by the end of it, I was kind of like, well, you annoyed me, and I'm kind of glad it happened.
Yeah, he's a traditional hipster. He's dropped the mic, and he's got his own following. I mean, he's doing what we're all trying to do here on YouTube and whatever else, and that's make a buck, have some fun, get some viewers, some subs. And so this is his big idea. What are we going to do? We're going to go to the scariest place we can find. And that place
happened to be the Lennox Hotel. And, I mean, a lot of his viewers recommended it. They wanted a Halloween special, something really scary to keep everybody's attention, and his followers suggested this place. I mean, and even in the beginning, they're talking to people and they're warning them ahead of time, like, this is a terrible idea, don't do this, bad things happen here, do not do this.
Yeah, and in traditional fashion, what does our cast and crew do?
They do it anyway.
They completely ignore it, and they do it anyway. So all through the hotel, there's interesting happenings. Almost from the minute they walk inside the door, there's some weird stuff going on. But let's get into, we kind of got into the title. We got some details out. Here's a little bit of the screen of the hotel. It's creepy. It's got that creepy California lobby vibe as you walk in.
Yeah, definitely. They do talk about, there are nicer places of the hotel than others, and they could afford the nicer parts. But in the movie, you see the part for, the lower income, the community members, and it's definitely a lot different than what they were staying in.
Yeah. So when we categorize films, we talk about different things. Is this a slasher film? Is this a psychological film? Where does this one land in your opinion?
It's paranormal to me. There was some definite some paranormal stuff for sure. If we had a category called stalker vibes, it would fall under that as well.
I can see that, yeah. No, but, we've already got this all, penned up over there. Yep, paranormal. So we didn't surprise you by telling you it was generally a paranormal-based film. They're doing it kind of documentary style, and this is the actual tapes. And everybody's done that.
Yeah.
Basically, since the Blair Witch, everyone has done that.
But the Blair Witch was the way to go.
Yeah, it was the original, extremely low-budget film that was terrifying. And we're going to do that one, too, soon. Because we just rewatched it. I actually watched some offshoots and sequels that were interesting. So, nonetheless, overall plot, I think we've got into it pretty good. But let's get into some of the scariest aspects of this movie. And I think anybody that watches this movie is going to tell you the one thing that they did wrong that started off a chain of events that made the whole thing go south was the elevator. So, Boo, if you could, give us a tutorial, a rundown of the elevator. I'm going to pull up some footage of them in the elevator, but tell us what the elevator thing is all about. Give us some folklore and urban legend based with it.
So, as folklore goes, of course, there's got to be a ritual. There's a ritual with all of these kinds of things. So, what you need for this ritual is obviously an elevator in a hotel that goes at least 10 stories high. Now, in this movie, there are plenty of floors to go to.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be alone in the elevator. You can't have anybody with you or this does not work.
Of course.
So, you start out on the first floor, the lobby, pretty typical stuff. Then you go to the 4th floor button. Once you reach the 4th floor, you press 2nd. On the 2nd, you press 6th. 6th floor, you press 2nd again. When you get to the 2nd floor, you press the button for 10th. When you hit the 10th floor, you then press 5. When you hit the 5th floor, the door will open and a woman will probably enter the elevator. You are not allowed to look at her or speak to her. Once she enters the elevator, you press the 1st floor button again. Basically, you hit that and you're going to go one of two ways, up or down. If you go to the 1st floor, get off that elevator as soon as possible. Don't look at the woman, don't speak to the woman, just go to the 1st floor, get off the elevator, and don't look back. If you go to the 10th floor, however, you can either stay in the elevator or you can get out. But at this point, the woman will ask you where you're going. Don't look at her, don't talk to her. This is allegedly a portal to another world. Suspicion. You will know that you've reached the other world if you are alone. And at some point, you'll pass out, and when you wake up, you'll be somewhere else.
Okay, there you have it. This is, they call it like a Korean elevator thing.
Yes.
But in the film, they actually do a really good job, and he's about to hit the 5th floor right now. But each floor, the door opens, and you look out, and it builds in suspense. So as he's going through the different floors in the movie, I'm starting to get a little bit nervous. I'm like, all right, now he's on the 2nd floor. Oh man, 10th floor.
It's like the pressure in your chest starts building up, and you're like, okay, something's gonna happen here, and then
freaks me out. He's going down 5 floors now, and now he's on the 5th floor. The door's about to open, and he's like, okay, I'm just gonna walk out, and you look around, and you're like, oh,
see, and this is one of
God, there's nobody standing there. Okay.
Right.
Busted.
And then also, I'd just like to point out earlier, I talked about how there's, the lower income, the higher income. They were staying in the higher income. You could tell earlier. This is the lower income area, which you can tell because it's dramatically different, and it's... That part always gets me.
Yeah. No, well, he turns around the corner and you're like, huh? But did you see the hand?
Yes. If you didn't see the hand, rewind and look at the hand.
Right. So there's... by this point you're like, okay, is it real or is it not real? You don't really know what's going on.
Until this happens, just
door closes, lights go
flicker.
out. Yeah, you're in the dark.
If you watch, close to his shoulder, you see it.
Yeah.
You see it.
Yeah. No, I see it. I think our head is being blocked by our Flash player, and Flash player's now gone as of December. PSA. So, he's in the elevator, lights are out again, It's freaky, man. This is where things start going
terribly
wrong.
is,
you know, he's freaked out now. He's like, I know there's something in the elevator. I got off. I don't remember what floor he got off on. I think he got off on the 14th.
I think so, yeah.
He ended up going up. And then it was like, okay, get the hell out of here.
Right.
And he's like, but check this out, you guys. We got some freaky stuff on film.
Yeah, and he's really excited about this, but this man, cannot get it through his head that real paranormal stuff is happening, and he's like, it's just one of my viewers trying to scare me, they're making this happen, like, did you guys do this, like, we need to find the follower who did this, and this guy's really annoying. He's just annoying.
Yeah, no, it's extremely typical horror movie stuff, you know, you're like, don't open the door, don't hide in the closet, and the whole time these people are doing that. But definitely cool, very, very fun part of the movie. And like I said, that's where things really start going bad for these people. Some of the other really good scares happen when they're like sleeping. There's faces.
Yes, that part was kind of weird. Also,
they found something in.
It was a tongue.
Food, right? Yeah.
It was a tongue covered in maggots. Nasty. Yeah. And of course, this man is still like, it's a follower. Like, this is so cool. This isn't real though. Like,
yeah. See, if you can look closely, it's a tongue and maggots, and they're like, okay, one of our YouTubies, right, or you guys are screwing with us. What the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah, I mean, his friends are completely like, okay, guys, this is not right. Like, we need to leave. This is terrible, and he's still completely oblivious. He's like, oh yeah, this is just one of my followers being crazy. It's
yeah. Right.
This right here is my favorite part.
We got this part we're gonna throw in because Boo thought it was one of her favorite parts. One of the most scary parts of the film for her, at least most interesting.
Yeah, it was really fun for me to watch. I even made my little sister come in and was like, watch this.
Check it out.
She was not impressed with me.
So, there's a little bit of dialogue. It's late. They're going to bed. Blah, blah, blah.
Also, like if you do watch this movie, I didn't have the sound all the way up, so I couldn't hear it. But then we rewatched this, and I could hear everything. And it was really creepy. Like, I ended up having to, like...
Yeah.
I was genuinely, like, if I saw this happening in a hotel, I would leave that state and just be gone.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, getting tucked in, getting comfy. And you always have this thing, like, when you're going to sleep at night, you get that weird, like, is there something over there in the dark that I just can't quite see? And then you see films like this, and you're like... hell, maybe there is something that I just can't see.
Right. Also, I just noticed, like, the timestamp.
Yeah, no, it's glitching pretty good.
I didn't see it, though, that the timestamp actually said demon on it there for a second.
Okay, weird. I didn't notice anything. But you can see. And the noises right there, I mean, I can see.
Terrifying.
I'm gonna backtrack, like, half a second, because... the noises are part of it, man. You can hear the motion. And then boom, it's right in the camera. So, I mean, as you guys can see, the whole thing is kind of creepy. All of a sudden, he starts getting, like, all these additional messages like, dude, we just caught that on tape. You guys need to wake up. Did you see that?
Okay, rewatching this again. Hold on. I just saw this. I think it's more exciting each time I watch it. I don't know if you saw that, Dad, but when the messages that keep popping up, if you look at them closely, it keeps saying Mike, which is the character's name. And if you watch to the end of this movie, you'll understand why that's pretty disconcerting. Because now I'm like, I thought that I'm second guessing my entire life. See?
Okay, hold on. What are you showing me here?
Okay. we know what happens to Mike in the end, correct?
Yeah. We know we're not gonna say that. No
right.
Spoilers.
No, we don't talk about that. But they're talking to a guy named Mike.
Right.
Ironic.
No, I don't think it's ironic. I think they're just talking to Mike.
Right, but this is after the fact.
When you guys watch the film, you'll know what she's talking about. Apparently, I'm having like a senior moment, and you're just gonna have to forgive me for that. Let's see. Were there any other really good scares? One part of the film that they're anything that took place in the hallway, in my opinion, was kind of freaking freaky.
Oh, when the old lady was like, they were being super, super sweet, and then she like went crazy.
Oh yeah, so there's some weird chicks in there, but one of the big parts that they kept trying to do is get into the basement. Do you remember them trying to get into the basement?
Yeah, I do.
They want to try to get the drone in there.
Yeah.
They can't get into the basement, and then
he finally gets the key to the basement.
I think he finally, the security guard's like, "Hey man, I'm gonna hook you up, this and that," and he gets into the basement, and again, things are just going completely south, completely sour, and every scene in the basement generally is pretty creepy. So when you talk about best scares, you're gonna be pleasantly surprised when you spend time in the basement. So let's skip ahead a little bit. We talked about some of the best scares. Let's talk about ending approval and see
that right there
and stuff, man. There's like crap everywhere. It's crazy. So what the hell is that? Heads are falling around and stuff. I don't like it. Mannequins freak me out anyway.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna pause this and I'm gonna go over to the followed screen because I don't want to spoil it for anybody. I don't want anybody to know what's going on. You know, we're not in the business of spoiling things. But let's talk about ending approval. Overall, was this film scurry? I mean, are you going to give this... What are you going to give it? I mean, if you were to pick the Scurred scale, what are you going to give it?
I don't know. Like, there were some parts that were probably at least a 6. Like... There were parts where I was like, I might not sleep tonight. But, I mean, overall, like, I would give it probably only a 3. Like, maybe a 4. I don't think it was super scary.
So on the scare meter, but overall quality of the film, can we compromise and call this, I don't know, storyline included a 5?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if we're, like, picking, like, if we were... just to, like, look around the, like, scary parts, it would definitely only be, like, a 3 or a 4. But with how good the movie turned out, with the plot line, with all the twists, with all the turns, with the scares, it's a really good movie.
It'll keep your attention. I mean, it's a film that's, I don't know, I could probably look on the timer here and tell you. An hour and a half long, you'll be into it. Trust me. If you start this movie, you'll finish it. It is a cool story, one of the cooler stories I've seen in a while. And a neat concept. I mean, like I said, there's, like at the beginning, there's some cliche in there. Definitely, no doubt about it. We've seen films like this before, but still cool. It'll keep your attention. I'm going to call it a 5. Not super scary, but very entertaining.
Absolutely.
Good. We concur. All right, and last but not least, Boo, let's talk about recommendations. Now, who's going to enjoy this film?
I mean, I think anybody will, really. But, like, I don't know, probably, like, older people who enjoy, like, online stuff, because especially, like, scary movies about online, terrifying, like...
There's been some good ones, especially like during the pandemic when we're all in this, land where we're trying to teleconference and Zoom, and so some cool stuff has come out of this. Some bad stuff's come out, obviously. It's 2020. It's almost over.
Thank God.
But yeah, I think, who I would not recommend it to is anybody that lives in a building that has over 10 stories.
Yeah,
Because my whole reality changes once I'm in the setting.
Yeah, I won't be going into a hotel with more than 10 floors.
No, we're not going, what is it, 1, 4, 6, 4, 2, 10, 5?
That was pretty close, not bad.
That, and otherwise, I don't think it's too scary. I think some smaller horror fans will like it, people that are just on the border of, I can't do scary and I want to do scary. This might be a good introductory film.
Yeah, like I think that when Kaylee sat down and watched it with me, she really liked it. Yeah. That's my little sister who hates horror movies, gets it from our mother.
She's a really good test sample though, because if
she can sit through this movie, right. It's
then
good.
Almost anybody can. I think she can make it. So I would recommend it. I'd tell people to check it out, enjoy it, and then write some comments. Tell us your opinions. Tell us what you thought. And as you saw, even as we were making this video. we're pulling up all kinds of Easter eggs. So take your time, watch it, go slow, and you might learn some cool stuff. I mean, we did just sitting here in the last 20 minutes.
You never know. The magic of watching movies multiple times.
Yeah, we always learn more. There's still stuff that I learned from like The Exorcist and I'm like, I did not see that the first time. I didn't see that the 100th time.
It happens.
This is one of those movies. So check it out. Please leave some comments below. Be sure to do the traditional YouTube, Facebook, all of those kind of things. Like, subscribe, ring the bell. It'll tell you when there's new content. Head over to the website, www.uscurred.com. We have a full list of videos that we've watched. We have the blog that's running, as well as, one click, go see this movie, and you can help support the channel. And we greatly appreciate that. Anything else for the good of the order?
Thank you, guys. I hope you enjoy.
Very nice. All right, and as we like to wrap it up, I'm Exorcist.
And I'm Boom.
And until next time.
Sleep tight.